Hello, Morris class, Miss Baig here, and welcome to another maths lesson. Today is the 28th of February 2021. Now, in front of you, you have your arithmetic. If you would like to complete challenge number 1, then please complete challenge number 1. If you would like to complete challenge number 2, then please complete challenge number 2. Okie dokie, I'm going to zip it, throw away the key, and once you come back, we will go through the answers. Good luck, Morris, and see you in a few minutes. Okay, well done, Morris class, for working so hard on your arithmetic. I could feel all of your mathematical brain juices coming through the screen. So let me get my pen ready. Dun, 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 my pen is ready. So challenge 1, question number 1. We've got 13, add 5. I'm going to start with my bigger number, put 13 into my head, lock it, and I'm going to hold up 5 fingers, and I'm going to count forward because I know that it's an add sign, so that means the numbers get bigger. So 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Fantastic. So 13 add 5 equals. Next one, we've got 17 take away 6. So I'm going to put 17 into my head. I'm going to hold up 6 fingers and I'm going to count backwards because I'm taking away. So that's 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Fantastic. So 17 take away 6 equals 11. Great job. Okay, next, I've got 21 add 8. I've got 21 add 8. So I'm going to put 21 in my head, boop, lock it, boop, hold up 8 fingers, and I'm going to count forward because I'm adding. So that's 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Fantastic. 21 add 8 equals 29. Fantastic. Well done, Morris class. Okay, for question number 4, extension 1, we've got 2 numbers that add together to make 26. I'll be checking on Tapestry to see which 2 numbers you've added together to make 26. Okay, let's move on to challenge 2, question 1. We've got 37 add 24. I'm going to use my column addition. I'm going to do 37 add 24, and then I'm going to start with my ones, and I'm going to add my ones together. I know 7 add 4 equals 11. I'm going to exchange and put my extra 10 underneath there. I know that 3 add 2 equals 5. Add 1 more equals 6. So 37 add 24 equals 61. Next, I've got 4 lots of 3. 4 lots of 3. So first method, I'm going to draw 4 lots or 4 groups, and I'm going to draw 3 dots in each group because I know that there are 4 lots of 3. Now I'm going to count in my 3s, and I'm going to check how many I have altogether. So that's 3, 6, 9, 12. Well done. Okay, now that's one way of completing this question. The second way is, I know that there are 4 lots, so I'm going to hold up 4 fingers. This represents each group, and I know that there are supposed to be 3 in each group. So on your fingers, you can probably see that your fingers are actually in 3 sections. You've got 1, 2, 3. So if you don't know your 3 times table, you could just count all of the sections in your fingers. So that's one way. That's another way. I'm going to count 3, 6, 9, 12. 4 lots of 3 equals 12. Fantastic. Okay, the next question that we have is, we have 14 add something equals 21. So remember, there are 2 ways of doing this. You can either count forwards, so start from 14 and then count up to 21, or you could count backwards. I'm going to choose forwards first. So I'm going to put 14 in my head, and I'm going to see how many fingers it takes to get all the way up to 21. So that's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So 14, add 7 more equals 21. Now, the other way that you can do it is you could take 14 away from 21 to get the answer. Okay, now, underneath for our extension, we have 3 digits that you add together to make 31. So one of them could be 10. It could be another 10. And it could be 11. 10 add 11 equals 31. That's just one example. But I will be checking our tapestry to see which 3 numbers you added together to make the total of 31. Okie dokie, well done Morris class for completing your arithmetic. We are now going to begin our lesson for today. So, if you don't have something to write on already or write with, please go and grab that now. And then once you come back, we'll start our lesson. Okay, our learning objective for today is, can I use an array to make multiplication sentences? Fantastic. So we are going to be looking at arrays and making multiplication sentences from arrays. Now, you might be thinking, what is an array? This is an array of oranges. In an array, objects are placed in a particular order or sequence. You count the objects in rows or columns. Rows and columns. Rows and columns. Well done. Okay. Now, a row is the order in which people or objects sit beside one another. So in school, we sit in rows. You sit in lines, in rows, okay, that go across. Now, a column is where objects or people are placed in front of one another, like a column, like a long line. For example, when we line up to wash our hands or when we come in from lunch, we stand in columns. So this is a column. So it's a nice, long and tall, like, what is it called? Can't remember the word now. It's, what am I trying to say? Never mind, it'll come back to me eventually. So a column is when you go down, up or down a straight line. Okay, just like this column is built straight, nice and straight and tall. So column going up or down and a row going across. Okie dokie. Now, we are going to make a multiplication sentence using this array here. First, we are going to count the number of rows. Then, the number of dots in the first row. Next, we multiply the 2 numbers together. So let me delete all of this because it might be a little bit confusing for you guys. And I'll delete this as well. Magic trick, there we go. Dun, dun, dun. Okie dokie. So I have an array here. I can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dots. Now, the first instruction is we count the number of rows. So do rows, is it going up? Is it going straight up or is it going across? Can you show me with your arm? Well done. Rows, we sit in rows at school. We are going straight across. So I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to circle. Here's one row and here's another row. So I've got 2 rows. I've got 1 row and I've got 2 rows. 2. Okay, now I'm going to count the dots in the first row. And what I'm going to do is, what I would like to do is, I would like to, is this red? Oh, that's not very good, is it? I don't want red. Let me grab blue. There we go. Would like a blue pen. I'm going to count the dots in the first row. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. And there's 5. Okay, so I've counted the number of dots in the first row. What's the next instruction? How can I make this number sentence? Let me, this multiplication sentence, let me check. Next, we multiply the 2 numbers together. Oh, I see what it wants me to do. So the number of dots in the row multiplied by the number of rows. Okay, I understand now. So we multiply the two numbers. So I've got 2 multiplied by 5 equals, what is the answer? What is 2 multiplied by 5? Let's check on our fingers. So I know that there are 2 groups, there are 2 rows. I'm going to count my 5s. 5, 10. 10. There we go. Okay, now you might be thinking, but here is an array and they've got rows. What about columns? I'm going to show you how to make a multiplication sentence using columns. I'm going to rub this out so I can show you. And then, hang on a moment. Dun, dun, dun. Let's have a look. Okay. Oh, it's in green. I don't want green now. I want black. Okay. So first, we count the number of columns. So remember, do columns go straight up or do they go across? Can you show me? Well done. They go straight up. So here's one column, just like we were making groups when we did repeated addition. Here's another column. Here's another column. Here's another column. And here is another column. So how many columns do I have? I've got 1, I've got 2, I've got 3, I've got 4, and I've got 5. Fantastic. I've got 5 columns. Now I'm going to count the number of objects in each column. So how many objects do I have? I've got 1 dot and I've got 2 dots. Okay, next we multiply the 2 numbers together. I'm going to take my green pen out now. Oh, oopsies. Oh, what happened there? Sorry, I went on big screen. There we go. I pressed the wrong button. Okay, I'm waiting for the bar at the top to move. You can't see it, but there's a bar on top of my screen which is hiding my different colored pens. Okay, so this number multiplied by this number. So I've got 5, the number of columns, which is 5, multiplied by 2. Why am I multiplying by 2, Morris class? Why can't I multiply by 10? Or why can't I multiply by 3? Can you tell me? Well done, because there are only 2 dots in each column. I'm counting the number of dots in each column. I can't just put 10 because there's not 10 dots, there's only 2. So 5 multiplied by 2 equals 10. Great stuff. Let's go through another example. Okay, I'm going to go through another example to show you. So if I'm looking at an array and I would like to create a multiplication number sentence using this array, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to count the number of rows. Okay, so rows, remember, go straight across. Rows, rows. Well done. Let's do that together. Okay, let's start from the top. I've got 1, I've got 2, I've got 3, and I've got 4. I have 4 rows. 4 rows. Now, can you help me count the number of oranges in each row? Can you show me your fingers? How many oranges are there in each row? Not all together in one row. So how many oranges are here? Fantastic, 2. Well done. So now I'm going to get my blue pen out. I'm going to write 1, 2. Okay. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. Okay. Next, I multiply the 2 numbers together. So I now multiply the number of rows or the number of groups. So that's 4 multiplied by 2, well done, equals, can you tell me what that equals? Hold up 4 fingers and count in your 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, well done, 8. 4 multiplied by 2 equals 8. Okay, so we've looked at counting our rows. Now we're going to look at counting columns. So remember, columns go straight up, nice and tall. Let's count how many columns we have in this array of oranges. There is 1. Now, can you see that when we count, we're looking at just one line? Otherwise, I could have actually said, Oh, this is just one big one. Would that be correct? No, because a column is standing up tall. Remember, when you come in from lunchtime, when you line up outside Morris' door, you line up one behind each other. So sometimes we line up in our twos, but when we are counting in columns, we just line up single file, one behind each other. Or like when we wash our hands, you line up behind each child in a straight line. So remember, you're only looking at one person in front of you, not two, one person in front of you when you're counting in columns. Okay, so I have 1, 2 columns. I have 2 columns. Now, you're going to help me count. How many oranges are there in one column? Can you help me count, Morris class? Thank you. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Fantastic. Thank you so much for helping me count. I have 4 oranges. Okay, now I'm going to multiply the 2 numbers together. Oh, that's a bit too far, not number 1. I just wanted to underline 2. So I've got 2 rows multiplied by how many oranges in each column? Sorry, columns, 2 columns. How many oranges in each column? Fantastic, 4. 4 oranges in each column. So what is my answer? If you don't know how to count in your 4s, you can count in your 2s. Well done, 8. Fantastic. Great job, Morris class. Let's look at the next. Oh, I'm too big now. Let's make myself a bit smaller. Can't do it. There we go. That's good enough. Okay, so remember, first we are going to look at counting each row of object, okay? So let's count how many rows there are of this lovely array of apples. So I can see that's 1 row. Oops, don't know what happened there. Let's try that again. That's 1. Here is 2, and here is 3. Fantastic. So I have 1, 2, 3 rows. I have 3 rows. Now, what's the next thing that I need to do? What do I need to do next, Morris class? Well done. Fantastic. I need to count each apple in the row. So I need to count individual apples in each row. So I'm going to count from here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fantastic. So I have 5 apples in each row. So now what do I need to do? What do I need to do now, Morris class? Can you tell me? Well done. I need to multiply the number of rows, which is 3, and I need to multiply that by how many apples there are in one row. 5. Well done. So 3 multiplied by 5 equals, let's count in our 5s, remember, hold up 3 to represent the rows, and I count in your 5s. 5, 10, 15, well done. Okay, now we are going to look at the same array. So we've got 3 multiplied by 5 equals 15. And that is a total number of apples here. We didn't actually, this is a much easier way than counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, I'm out of breath now because it took too long for me to count how many apples there were in this array. But it was much easier for me to create this multiplication sentence and find out the total amount of apples. Okay, now we are going to do the same we're going to try and do the same multiplication sentence, but we're going to be counting the columns this time. So remember, columns are going straight up or they're going across. Well done, straight up. Okay, so let's count how many columns there are. There's 1 there. There's another one here. There's another one. Here's another one. And here is the final one. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 columns. Now, what do I need to do to the column? What do I need to count in one column? Well done. I need to count the number of apples. So I've got 1, I've got 2, and I've got 3. I have 3 apples in each column. So I'm going to put 3 here. Now what do I need to do? What do I need to do now, Morris class? Well done. I need to multiply my number of columns, so that's number 5, multiplied by how many apples are in each column? 3. Fantastic. So 5 multiplied by 3 equals 15. Fantastic. Okay, Morris class. Right, before we move on to the next one, I'm going to, again, go into my goodie drawer and I'm going to find a few chocolates so I can show you an array and how we can create a multiplication sentence. So wait for 1 minute. Okay, welcome back, Morris class, and you can trust me that I have got some goodies in front of me. So, quick guessing game. Can you guess which goodies I have in front of me? Revealing now. It's the cupcakes. And no, this is a new packet. It's not the same ones as last time. My children enjoy these cupcakes, so I tend to buy a few packets and then they can have them over a course of a month. Just make sure you check the best before date. Okay, anyways, so here is an array of fairy cakes. Now, one way that I could count the total is to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but that's going to take too long. Now, I would like to create a multiplication sentence using this array of cupcakes. So, the first thing that I am going to do, Morris class, is I am going to count the number of rows. I've got my pink pen. 1, 2. I have 2 rows. Oh, I have 2 rows here, okay? I have 2 rows. Now, I'm going to count how many cakes do I have in each row. I am going to count. I'm going to count. Oh, you can't see the arrows. Oh, that's terrible. Right, I should have done it down here, actually. Never mind. Right. 1. See, that's all. Yeah, you can see that. 2, 3, 4. I have 4 cakes in each row. Now, what I'm going to do is to create a multiplication sentence. I am going to multiply the number of rows, which is 2. So 2. Oh, can you see that? I hope my laptop doesn't fall off the table. Multiplied by the number of fairy cakes in each row, which is 4. 2 multiplied by 4 equals, how many were there altogether? Well done. 8. Fantastic. Now, this is one way. Now, if I wanted to count the columns, I'm going to turn this around very, very quickly. I'm going to pause you for a second. Be right back. Okay, now I'm going to count my columns. So remember, columns go straight up. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 columns. I'm going to put my number 4 here. I have 4 columns. 4 number of columns. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 altogether. How many cakes do I have in each column? How many cakes? Well done. I have 1, 2. 2 cakes in each column. 2 cakes in each column. Now, I'm going to write a multiplication sentence that is going to help me count the total amount of cakes within this array of fairy cakes. So I'm going to multiply my number of columns, which is number 4, multiplied by the amount of fairy cakes in each row, which is 2, and that gives me the answer of 4 multiplied by 2. So hold up 4 fingers and count in your 2s. That's 2, 4, 6, 8. 8. So 4 multiplied by 2 equals 8. Fantastic. Okay, Morris class, I've seen a few tapestry comments saying that you guys really enjoy me showing you all of my goodies. So that's why I always try to bring some goodies into my videos, and it keeps you entertained as well. Let's go back to our lesson. Okie dokie. Righty ho. Let's look at creating an array using these stars in front of us. I'm going to put these cakes back now. There we go. They're back in its case. Now I can move them out the way. Let's move this paper out the way so we can carry on with our lesson. Okay, let's move you a bit closer. Right, so I'm going to show you how to make 2 multiplication sentences using this array. So the exact same as what we have been doing throughout this lesson. So first, we're going to count the rows. Come on, let's do this. 1, 2. There are 2 rows. Multiplied by how many stars are in each row? 1, 2, 3. Fantastic. 3 stars in each row. Now, answer? Great job. 2 multiplied by 3 is 6. Fantastic. Now, you might be thinking, that's one way. Now, let's do the second way. Oh, magic. Okay. Let's do it in a different colored pen. Oh, let's do it in red. Okay, now we're going to count the columns. How many columns are there? 1, 2, 3. There are 3 columns. Multiply that by how many stars are in each column? Great job. 2. So what is 3 multiplied by 2? Hold up 3 fingers. 2, 4, 6. Fantastic. So we have 2 multiplication sentences that we could write for this array. I'll do it like this so you can see. Okay, we could either have 2 multiplied by 3, which equals 6, or 3 multiplied by 2, which equals 6. Now, when we have addition set number sentences, and for example, if it's 3 add 5 equals 8, 5 add 3 equals 8. It's the same answer. So addition is commutative. Commutative. Well, Morris class, I'm going to tell you a secret, so get ready. Listen up. Multiplication is also commutative. So 3 multiplied by 2 equals 6, but 2 multiplied by 3 equals 6 as well. So like addition, multiplication is also commutative. 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 Well, now you know the secret. Okay, let's move on. Challenge 1, question 1. Your job, my challenge 1 is to make 2 multiplication sentences from the array below, just like I have done right here. It's pretty much the same thing. It's just that this array is an array of stars, and this array is an array of beautiful pink flowers. So remember, first, you count the number of rows. 1, 2. So 2 multiplied by how many flowers are in each row? Great job. 3. Fantastic. Which equals 6. Fantastic. Or now count the columns. This is your second multiplication sentence from this array. We've got 1, 2, 3. So we've got 3 columns. Multiply that by how many flowers in each column? Well done. 2 equals 6, because multiplication is commutative, just like addition. Well done. So we've gone through one example with you together. My challenge 1 is, now can you create 2 multiplication sentences using this beautiful array of flowers? Remember, you're counting the number of rows first. Then you are going to count the number of flowers in each row. For your second multiplication sentence, you are going to count the number of columns and then a number of flowers in each column to create your multiplication sentence. Go, go, go. Challenge number 2. Can you make 2 multiplication sentences from the array below? So you're doing the exact same thing. Number 4. Can you make 2 multiplication sentences from the array before. So remember, you are counting the number of rows and then timesing the number of rows with a number of flowers in each row. Okay, if you are still a little bit confused, please rewind the video back, go to the very beginning so you can see us working through the examples together again, so it makes more sense to you. Okie dokie. Question number 5, challenge 3. 2 multiplication sentences using this array. Challenge 6. Question number 6. Can you make 2 multiplication sentences from the array below? Now, I'll give you a bit of a hint because you know I always like to give you hints. This is a slightly trick question, okay? That's all I'm going to say. This is a bit of a trick question. Okay, and lastly, we have your extension. How many different arrays can you draw using 12 cubes? So for example, I have 3, so 3 rows. Remember, the first number is always the number of rows or columns. So that's 3 rows multiplied by 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cubes equals 12. For your extension, can you draw different arrays using cubes? It doesn't have to be cubes. You can use you can even draw flowers, hearts, teddy bears, lollipops, anything that you like. But it has to be the total number of within the array must be 12. That is your extension. Okay, Morris class. Now, this is a new topic. We are learning, this is your first lesson on arrays. So as always, I'm going to ask you, if you found this lesson really, really tricky, if you found this lesson really, 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 really tricky, and you are really confused on what a column is, what a row is, how to create a multiplication sentence using an array, can you ask your grown-up to comment the code word mango ice cream? Mango ice cream, okay, which is my favorite flavor. Mango ice cream. Can your parents or whoever's uploading, older siblings, comment mango ice cream in the comment or on the post, so I can then assess to see how many children are really struggling, and then I can sort of plan accordingly. Okie dokie, Morris class. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. I know you have enjoyed seeing my lovely cupcakes or fairy cakes, whichever one you want to call them. Keep smiling, stay safe, keep uploading onto Tapestry, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.